Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another video for today. So let's talk about Lemonade because Wednesday they'll report earnings. So as always, I like to do a little preview of Lemonade and Square or Block. Block video will be tomorrow because they report earnings on Thursday. So as always, what can you expect from this video? Basically, we're going to look back at the past earnings report, see a couple of numbers. What do we want to see improved in this quarter? Look at their guidance and then let's see if they met it, or maybe they beat, or maybe they missed it. We'll see on Wednesday. The stock obviously crashed as most growth and unprofitable companies. Obviously, I do not expect Lemonade to be profitable this quarter or next quarter or even this year. Still a very young company, 5.5 years old. So if you think they'll be profitable right now, especially as an insurtech company, sorry to say a bit delusional, this is not for you. This is an extreme long-term play. We know that they acquired Metromile. We know that the vote has gone through. Now, if you're a Lemonade shareholder, you know that you can vote as a retail shareholder. You know that you can vote on Say Technology. So if you have questions, do go on the website and submit your questions. That way, maybe during the call, they will answer your question. Now, do scroll through the questions already submitted on the platform. That way, if you see your question there, just upvote it. And please do vote for interesting questions. Not questions where the answers are already there, clear as day on any website you can find. For example, one person asked here, when do they expect the Metromile deal to close? A quick search, you would land on Metromile's website where it says the company currently anticipates that the proposed transaction will be completed during the second calendar quarter of 2022. So again, I'm not going to say what questions I submitted because it's not fair to everybody else that is asking questions, but do go through the list. If you can, upvote. If you find something interesting, do upvote that, because the last 2 quarters, some ridiculous questions were raised and we're not getting really useful information there. Now, what do I expect from this quarter? I'm going to mention in this video as we go through the last one. I do want to mention that we have one huge extra institutional shareholder, and that's Baillie Gifford. They now hold a little bit under 5 million shares. That's around 8.11%. Institutional ownership has also increased in the last couple of months as the share price has come down. And the stock itself has a high short interest, which is to be expected right now in the current market environment. So if, let's say, the market suddenly turns bullish, we might see a short squeeze. But to be honest, I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. And now before we jump into the numbers part, and again, very important to note, these are my views and my views only. Because yes, I know the first time the Motley Fool recommended Lemonade stock, the stock was much higher. But if you're a long-term investor, you cannot judge the picks on just 1 year, especially not for a super young company like Lemonade. If you're a long-term investor, if you've been a long-term member of the Motley Fool, you know that they recommended Nvidia a super long time ago, Mercado Libre, and some other great picks that also had 50%, 60% drawdowns in the past, and now they're multi-baggers, 10x, 20x, you name it. Obviously, not all picks will be winners, but the winners usually outweigh the losers. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 free stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Now, Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 4x. So all you have to do is go to fool.com/couchinvestor to get your free 10 stock picks now. All right. So first up, we had in-force premiums that grew 84% year over year. And this is really the metric to go by to value Lemonade currently. Revenue, not so much, especially not since they're ceding 70 to 75% of that. But in-force premium is a good metric as of today that has been growing. So right now, I believe Lemonade is trading at around 1.5 times in-force premium. Not too bad, especially if you were looking at it from a traditional financial metric, price to sales ratio, price to book, PE, you name it. Obviously, there's no PE here because it's not profitable, but it grew quite nicely. I expect this number to grow even further. Premium per customer grew 26% year over year to $254. Total customer reached just under 1.4 million. Again, look at the amount of customers they add each and every quarter. Percentage-wise, that may vary, especially as that number becomes bigger and bigger. Gross earned premium grew 86% year over year to 80 million, another very important metric going forward. This one, to me, is the most important one, and that's why my question for the earnings call is gross loss ratio related. During the last earnings call or earnings report, they said that in the future they expect the gross loss ratio for all products to be under 75%. Now, under 75% is not really specific. Does that mean you can be in the 60s, low 60, mid 60, maybe even higher, maybe lower? We don't know. To me, if you're using AI, machine learning, etc., something that the traditional ones aren't using, should be beating that. Again, that's why I want this question answered during the earnings call. Fortunately, my question has not been upvoted that much. All right, I'm jumping straight to this topic here, annual dollar retention. Obviously, when we have the next earnings report, I will focus more on all the other numbers, especially bundling, because the last quarter bundling was a huge success. And obviously it will increase that number right here in the annual dollar retention. So right now it's at 82%. It's up 6 percentage points from the third quarter in 2020. And they say here this is primarily due to an increasing prevalence of multiple policies per customers. This is a huge deal for Lemonade. Bundling, cross-selling, basically you acquire one customer and then every extra policy that customer basically buys means that you spend close to zero extra marketing dollar to acquire that customer to buy those extra policies because he's already or she's already in that insurance policy mix. Just have to cross-sell. That number will usually be much higher. Now, I do want to mention that the industry average is around 84%. And the top agencies maintain a retention rate of $93 to $95. So there is some improvement there. Again, still a very young company, but these are the numbers. So hopefully it will go higher. And as it says here, a sustained 5% improvement in the agency's customer retention doubles the profit in 5 years. Very important. Last quarter's revenue grew 101% to $35.7 million. Again, with the ceded premiums, etc. Sometimes, well, especially in the past quarters when the overlap wasn't that clear, especially if you don't know, if you haven't followed Lemonade since the start, it's a bit confusing. But this is also what they say here. The huge increase is also because of the modest reduction in the scope of their quota share program, which is positive for Lemonade. But again, this is why I look at in-force premium and less on revenue as of now. In the future, that will obviously change. I'm skipping over gross profit and adjusted gross profit because, well, right now I'm expecting other numbers on Wednesday. I just want to focus on these numbers right here, operating expenses, because these have been going up and up, right? It has increased 98% due to these factors right here, increase in sales and marketing, technology development, general and administrative. So basically headcount is rising, marketing is rising, need to pay for all of that. These are things that affect the balance sheet today, and the positive things will only follow in the future. Now on Wednesday, when they report Q4, obviously we're going to have a look at the gross profit and the net expenses, see if that keeps on growing too much and the results don't show, maybe they're reducing. We're going to see on Wednesday. Then obviously net loss, since they're not profitable, was $66.4 million or negative $1.08 per share. And as for guidance, I do hope they can beat their own guidance. They've been doing so in the last couple of quarters, so that's great. Let's see if they can beat both Q4 and for the full year. And then obviously we'll have to look what their guidance is for 2022. Gonna have more information on Metro Mile, more information maybe on Europe, and all the other products, how they're doing. Well, they're doing better. Are they not doing better? I know that they're reducing a bit life insurance to grow a bit more in Europe. So let's see how that performed. So overall, I do expect another good quarter of execution by Lemonade like they've been doing each and every quarter. Now, you might say, if they've been executing so well, why is the stock down? Well, sometimes The stock does not follow the business does not follow the stock. You don't invest in the stock, you invest in the business. And I will remind you again, Lemonade is just 5.5 years old. If you cannot handle volatility, if you're not here for the long term, this company, this stock right now is not for you. I've been saying this since day one, since 1 week after they IPO'd. So this is just another friendly reminder. The company, the business has been executing. They've been moving extremely fast, launching new products, launching in new areas around the world, acquiring other companies. So what can you ask more of them? Just give them time. Let's see how that performs. I'll be the first one to criticize the company if I see something not doing well. I've been doing this with all of these stocks, all of the companies that I talk on this channel. Doesn't matter if I own it or I don't own it. If the business is doing well, I'll praise it. If it's not doing well, I'll criticize it. I did it with Square. Square is my second biggest holding and I criticized it more than once. So that will be it for this video. I think it's a bit longer than expected, but here you have it. It's been a while since I talked about Lemonade. Stock is down, sentiment is down. So there you have it. These are my thoughts. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Actually, I'll see you all tomorrow for the Square version of this video. Do share your thoughts down in the comments below, not on the stock price, on the business. Again, if you like all these videos, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. As always, guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.